What do you call a cult that is hard to get into? Difficult.
Hey, shh.
Welcome back, everyone, to Not Another Needless Sequel, where we watch movies and propose unnecessary prequels, sequels, reboots, and remakes. My name is Kane. With me, as always, is my co-host, Kelsey.
Heyo.
This week, we're taking a look at 2015's Hell House LLC, and newly, as always, there will be time codes below.
Oh.
See, improvements.
Improvements. I give the movie a 4 out of 5.
Why?
Well, I really liked the movie. I think the documentary style into found footage was unique, and we've watched quite a few found footage movies, but I thought that this one was different than the others that had been present. Why I took a point off is because some of the people in the house are just dumb. It didn't have to go down like that. They tried to warn him to get out, and they chose to stay, and therefore they all died because of it.
That's true. I wrote stuff about that. Yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5, though. I think that it created such a good atmosphere. You're, like, nervous the whole time you're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was.
Yeah.
Even seeing it a second time.
I'd never seen this movie, by the way.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it does have a 73%.
Maybe it was one of those, like, straight-to-DVD movies.
It did, I think, go right to streaming.
Oh, I guess it would have if it was in 10 years ago, yeah.
I think so, at least. I don't know for sure. I don't remember what I read. Anyway, I really like the way the movie started out with the, like, interviews.
Yeah.
And the YouTuber video, like...
It started out with a YouTube video, and then the 911 call, then the photographers, and then the interview of Sarah Havel.
Yeah, all that stuff in the beginning makes it feel real, like that they're establishing...
It's a movie of you watching a documentary.
Yeah.
That shows you found footage.
Yeah, it's like pretending that it's a documentary. But the way that they at least pace the documentary, like, does make it super creepy and make it seem real, the way that you don't know exactly what happened. And the video that they say they have, it's like the only one that they have. It's just some guy that is uploading, like, you know, on YouTube, different haunts that they visit. And you don't even really see much on that video. Like, they're going through line, and you see stuff that you don't understand till later. Like a clown runs by them, and somebody runs through a hallway. That's like a secret door. And then they get down to the basement, and you just see like everybody's like turning around and trying to run. And that's where that YouTube video cuts. So it didn't really give anybody any information. So it's like this big mystery of what exactly happened there.
You don't see half of the people die.
Yeah. They're all just kind of gone.
The only people we really see die are Paul, the camera guy, because he slits his own throat. Alex is hanging, and then old girl gets her face beaten.
Yeah, but she was just dragged away from that.
Yeah.
So the writer and the director, Stephen Cognetti, he was the guy that was playing the camera guy in that YouTube video. That's his cameo, even though you don't really see him.
Interesting.
But as you've seen this documentary, it's done by this woman, Diane, and, like, you know, she's got like her little film crew. And they find Sarah, who was the only survivor of this Hell House, like, tragedy. And nobody had seen her for so many years. And so she has, like, this exclusive opportunity to get all this information from her. And so she starts asking her questions, but on top of that, Sarah also just shows up with a bunch of tapes and is like, these are tapes, we recorded everything, you know, from setting up the whole house, so this is stuff no one's ever seen. Which, I was a little confused because she says, like, why didn't you share these tapes with the world? And Sarah says, you'll see when you watch it. But then also, Diane asks her, like, have you watched these tapes? And Sarah says no. So, like, how does she know that there's something on the tape that she shouldn't have shown? And also, like, they were never going to get an explanation of how she got those tapes because they asked, like, oh, how'd you get these before the police? And she was like, I just snuck in, like, like, no. She's fucking part of all this shit. Mm-hmm. It's all like these clues that you don't understand until later when it reveals that she's, I don't know, dead already. In this story about this, there's this just group of, you know, young people, and they have a company, Hell House LLC. They set up the Hell House, like, haunted house every Halloween, but they do it in, like, different buildings. You know, they get these permanent or temporary pop-ups. This year they're doing it here at this place called the Abaddon Hotel outside of New York City. And they get in there and like they are already like immediately calling out like how some shit's uncomfortable, but Alex, the guy that is like the boss, I guess he first started the company, he doesn't care. And that's pretty much the theme of the whole movie. He don't care about anything that they're fucking saying. Like soon after they start experiencing all kinds of weird shit in the house. I don't even know what the first thing is that happens, but you start
You see a tall figure in the room, and then somebody's walking inside of Paul's room when he's filming the monologue on his camera.
Yeah, Paul is like the main guy filming everything because they say, I don't know, he claims that they're filming everything because it helps them for their next haunt. I think that's weird.
Yeah.
I think Alex is weird, and some of his excuses are bullshit and don't make any sense. Alex is in on it. That's my thought.
He knew he was in the cult before he came.
At least that's what my sequel will say.
Oh.
Big reveal.
Skipping ahead.
But still, it's weird. He's just like, he fucking doesn't care about anything and has like some secret reason. You know, there's a point later on where one of the guys tries to quit because all this weird shit starts happening, and another one of the employees, Mac, goes over to him. Tony, I believe, is the guy that's quitting. Mm-hmm. And Mac tells him, he's like, if you still want to quit after you hear this, like, that's fine. But then the camera cuts and you don't hear whatever it is. And whatever it is convinces the guy. Which is crazy because of the shit that they've been experiencing. So, like, for instance, there's the scene you were talking about. Paul is, he wakes up and he records himself. Like a monologue of him just, hey, I'm awake, whatever he's thinking. And he thinks somebody is standing in his room and he thinks it's Sarah. He like turns around and is like, Sarah? Because there's somebody fucking standing there just watching him, and this person just turns around and walks away, and he's like, okay, weirdo. Even if that's my friend, I would be way fucking more alarmed about the fact that they were just standing there watching me.
I agree. Yeah.
Even if
there were signs that they ignored all of them.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that about? And you have it on tape. And, like...
They also have on tape Sarah whispering to the wall in a language that's not English.
Yes. Yeah. That is fucking just... There's somebody, like, playing piano, too. They keep hearing this piano go off. And I actually saw that the tune that they play on that piano throughout the movie a few times is the old Meow Mix cat food song. Anyway, I think one of the most egregious things is Paul is walking around filming and he sees that clown that they have set up that's supposed to be downstairs, because the whole time they're building up the haunted house, getting it ready. And it's a mannequin. And so it's standing there and he's walking around the house and he's talking shit to everything. He's grabbing all the masks, all the scary shit, and he's like, ooh, you're scary. Oh my gosh, look at you. Wow, look at this guy. And so he walks up to this clown mannequin and he's like, what are you looking at? Because the clown mannequin's facing the stairwell. And he points the camera down at it. And when he backs out, the clown is fucking turned facing him. And so he's like, oh, God, I didn't realize that was you, Mac, or fucking Tony, whoever the fuck. And the clown says nothing. He's just like, okay. And he walks away, and then he walks into another room, and he sees Mac and Tony together sitting there, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, his reaction seems so real, because he's not like, wait a second, if you're here, yeah. He immediately is angry about it.
I actually wrote that Paul freaking out about the clown and everybody ignoring him, thinking that he's just being crazy. That was the very first mistake that set off the butterfly effect of what's coming.
Yeah, like, he had video footage. He shows them. They sit down. It shows them watching the fucking footage. And you can hear how legitimately freaked out he is. And you can even see on the footage how he reacts. And they're just like, oh, fucking nice prank, Paul. Like, nah. I would be fucking gone.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way in hell. They do talk about at some point how... I think it's important to kind of what's going on here, but it's definitely important to my sequel, so I need to mention it. They keep talking about how there's all these rumors about the hotel, and of course Alex, the boss, he wants to keep them quiet every time they come up. He's just like, nope, there's no rumors, there's nothing bad has ever happened here, it's all fake, whatever. But they talk about how there was this cult, and the hotel was run by this guy that was the leader of the cult, Andrew Tully. And 2 guests went missing, a woman and her child. And so the hotel got shut down, and Andrew Tully hung himself. And so that's something that I think plays into the rest of the movie, because it's all just like a cult this whole time that is doing, I don't know, demonic shit. They even mentioned that Abaddon is like the name of a demon.
Oh, they do in some versions of the Bible. In the documentary, they do, yeah.
So, at some point...
Paul gets dunked on.
Yeah. Paul gets dunked
That's what I put. Paul gets dunked on. And I don't understand why they just don't watch the camera.
Yeah, they never...
They have all this footage, and they're like, we have all this footage. We found Paul's camera. Paul's missing.
They
Let's
never
not
check
watch
the
it.
camera.
Yeah, that's part of the reason it only got a 4 for me. It just seems stupid.
He, like, sees a little girl in his room, and he hides under his blanket. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was making fun of him, but fair play, you know? What a... Fuck. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
It feels comfortable, I guess. But he eventually just gets taken, apparently, by this small girl. And, yeah, they can't find him. Even though they have all these cameras and his camera, they don't check the footage, which would have told them. They're just like, oh, he must be gone. He's done this before.
We'll film it for him.
Yeah, which after all the shit, you don't think they would be, like, a little worried? Somebody would be stressed out? I just... Also, one of the scares that they do, I wrote down specifically about it. I think it's a little after this. They're testing out the strobe lights in one of the hallways. And, like, strobe lights have always stressed me out for that reason, that, you know... it's gone and then something's there. I like when movies have also done this, where it's dark and they have like a flash camera and they're like, and it just like lights up for a second.
Yeah.
That's super cool. But this reminded me sort of of that. So they're checking the strobe lights, and he's standing there and he's like, hey, how many, I think he's saying freaks. He's like, how many freaks do we have down here? And they're like, just 2. And you can see where there's 2 like set up monsters on either side of the wall. And one keeps appearing in the middle. And he sees it too, which is cool, because it wasn't just a scene where it's like, oh my god, did you see that? He straight up sees it and turns around and is like, let me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And that's when everybody wants to quit.
Yeah.
And Alex is like, no, fuck you guys, you're not quitting.
Well, that's when that weird secret comes up that I mentioned, where we don't know what it is, but something makes them be like, oh, we have to stay for Alex, you know?
Yeah.
Paul also, he fucking comes back at some point and is just like, doesn't talk anymore, and he's just weird. He just sleeps and is just waiting. Oh, also, I forgot to mention about that strobe light effect. Paul is the one that's in there recording, and when he's banging on the door and he finally gets out, he pukes, and that was real and not scripted. Like, the actor threw up. Like, I guess he really got like stressed and scared filming that.
That's crazy.
I get it. Fucking what an environment.
Yeah. Well, then everybody, they decide not to quit, and opening night starts. Yeah. Very first 15 people they let in all get dunked on.
Awful. I did want to mention, like, you know, part of this is the scene that they've been setting up for this opening night is, you know, they have random scares throughout the house, but like their main event is that they have a girl downstairs that's supposedly supposed to look like she's being sacrificed by a cult. She's up against this wall that they found that already had a pentagram on it, and they were like, nice, perfect. She's handcuffed to a pipe, and she has like her like clothes like ripped, and they have another guy who's dressed as a clown. He's supposed to be like the muscle in case anybody gets weird with her, because she is dressed that way. And this dude immediately, as soon as he sees something wrong, just goes fucking sprinting out. I also wanted to mention they hire that bartender because he can do a weird eye thing. Like, he fucking holds his eyelid open and like his eyeball bulges out. That eye trick that he does is his actual eye, and he said like he's holding it between his fingers, and he tells other people not to do it. But like, ew,
that is disgusting.
That sounds awful. He was really fucking doing it. I guess they didn't have, you know, I did almost wonder, did they waste money on having this guy do this fake trick like for no reason? But that was just that guy. So, on opening night, when they finally are setting up their this scene with the girl, a real cult shows up and murders the girl that's chained up. The dude that was supposed to protect her, like I said, he fucking ran. So, I think he got away. Like, he survived.
He did, but he hung himself.
Oh, they did mention that. You're right, yeah.
He killed himself. And then Sarah, at this point, it kind of goes back to the interviewer, and she's like, I'm tired, I need a break when they ask her some stuff. And she says, I'm staying in room 2C. Let me tell you, when the lady and her cameraman go to the desk and ask about a room 2C and they say that doesn't exist and there's nobody staying here by that name, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to the house. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to find it all. That is why they died.
Yeah. Well, because she fucking taunted them, too. Before she went to go lay down, she was like, oh, have you guys ever been into the hotel? You should really try and get in there.
Yeah, stupid.
Like...
Stupid. No, bitch, no. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, but they have, they're still having their third guy, watch the rest of the tapes. And as they are, Diane, like this girl that's been doing all the interviewing, as she's on her way to the Hotel Abaddon, her guy Mitchell that is watching the tapes is trying to call her because of what he ends up seeing on the tape. And it shows us how Sarah, well, first of all, I think Sarah and Mac, they like run upstairs and they see Alex hanging. Mm-hmm. And then Mac like goes to try and save him and he just gets jumped and attacked. So Sarah leaves and she runs into Paul, and Paul like hits her in the face with the camera, and you think like he's killing her, but they like drag her away after he hits her like 3 times in the face with the camera. And so it like reveals that she like something's wrong. She's either dead or it's not real or what the fuck.
I think she had to, yeah, I don't know, because she turns around when they open the door to 2C and she turns around, her face is all
she's like dead.
In. Yeah.
So I think
and then
she's
there's
like a
hooded,
ghost.
There's black hooded figures in there.
Yeah, like the fucking
murdering
cult.
them. Yeah.
And so it's like they just sent her ghost out to lure people in. But I also, like, if that's the plan, like, okay, that works one time.
Yeah.
How can you do that again? I mean, how are you going to convince somebody else? I don't know. This movie was shot at a real haunted house attraction called The Haunting at the Waldorf Hotel. And that haunt did take over an abandoned hotel, just like the movie.
Ooh, I don't like that.
You don't think that makes it better?
It does.
I did want to point out, too, that at the end of the movie, like, it's flashing back to times in the documentary where they were, like, happy and, like, none of the shit had happened yet. They were hanging out. They were excited about what they were doing. And it made it, like, really sad.
It did, because they all died. They were just young, trying to have a thriving business.
I know. Got bullied for it. I'm kind of changing the way that I do games and stuff, like... Because first of all, I don't ever really call them games, but I'm not always going to do one if I don't think of something that I feel like is just interesting. If it's just something that I'm forcing, I'm probably just not going to do it.
Feels good.
So sometimes it just won't happen. And, sometimes it'll be something like this.
It's best to just not force it.
So 5 years ago on the Ask Reddit subreddit, someone that goes by the name irrelevant_username3 put this little story. I was solo camping in the woods during a phase where I wanted to be a survival expert. I hiked out miles from any roads or buildings, built a shelter, and then hiked back the way I came. Less than a mile away from the camp, I found a dead coyote, decapitated, gutted, and laid out like a sacrifice or something. The eyes were gouged out, and it was strung across a big flat rock, a rock which I used as a marker on the way in, so I know it hadn't been there a day before. I ran out of there as fast as I could, knife at the ready, probably 10 miles back to my house. I still have no idea who would have done it, but I know I didn't want to run into them in the woods alone. So my point of the story is this is a moment where this guy knew to get the fuck out. Unlike...
the people in this movie.
Yes, who could not fucking just get out when they knew better.
Let me out. Let me out. This is not a dance.
With that being said, do you have any times in your life where you felt like you needed to get the fuck out and you did? And do you think it was the right call? And that goes out to the viewers. And while you think about it, I'll tell my one story that I can think of at the moment. When I was younger, me and my friends went over to this abandoned house that was beside a friend's house. And we had been in there and like just rummaged around, saw what was in there. It was definitely a meth house. There was needles and Q-tips and a porn magazine. Gross. And... one night, we went to go over there, and there was a car parked out front. And I was like, hey, we should probably not do this. My friends kept walking forward as I started to back away. And the car, which was turned off, was not, like, running. It had its lights off, and everything was dead. Somebody just started fucking holding down the horn. And my friends ran away. I was already fucking back. But my point is, like, they probably were fucking running into somebody who was there for some drugs or was there to do drugs and could have fucking killed them. You never know what was going on with them. Either way, I think it was the right move to get away from that.
I think so too. So the school I went to had 2 gyms in it, like an old gym and like a newer gym. And in one of the gyms, a girl died of a heart attack
Oh, that's sad.
during a basketball game.
Yeah, that's awful.
And so you can hear dribbles in the gym. Like you can hear like dribbles or you can hear like bleachers squeaking. And let me tell you, when you're like there, like not during school hours. So we'd be in the gym and like if you're in the gym, the lights are off and you're just like sitting there, you can hear like a chalkboard screech like in the locker room or like I said, running the bleachers or like dribbling the basketball. And let me tell you, the first time I heard it, got the fuck out. I'm never gonna go in there alone again. Not that she was doing nothing, not that she deserved what happened to her, but, give her the gym to herself, all right? She's had it rough.
So, going forward with our sequels, I am going to first say, whether or not the movie has a sequel. This movie has several sequels and probably more to come. But also, do you think, just based on this one, that there should be a sequel to this movie?
No.
Damn.
100% no. This is good. Good alone. Not all movies need a sequel. That's why we do needless sequels here on this podcast, because they're not needed.
I don't know how I feel. I feel like, yeah, it probably doesn't need one.
The thing is Hell House isn't the place they were at. It's the business they were running.
Yeah.
I guess it could need my sequel.
I mean, see. The actual sequel is called, like, one of them is called, like, Hell House 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
No, the Abaddon Hotel.
Dumb.
But also, who's running the business? Why would it still be called Hell House?
They were at the Abaddon Hotel. Why? We don't have to go back.
I don't know. We're talking too much about it. It already exists. I'm going to say, yeah, it doesn't need a sequel. But what is your sequel? Or, I guess, give me your pitch for your sequel.
What if Hell House LLC soft rebooted?
That's funny as hell because it sounds like your pitch line is, what if this movie was better? Like,
yeah.
What if we did this movie, but it was good?
Yeah, what if? And hear me out.
So
mine's called Hell House Next Generation.
Nice.
It's been 10 years since the events of Hell House, and nobody has ever been able to figure out what exactly happened. A new group of college students want to make some extra cash and decide to start haunted houses again and name it Hell House. They'll be in a different city than the Abaddon Hotel, so they're going to do it back in New York. They reference New York in this movie a lot as the last year's site for Hell House. So they decide to go to the Abaddon Hotel for vibes because that was the last place all these people were seen alive. At the hotel, they decide to go through it, and one of the college students finds a locket that Sarah was wearing and takes it. I think that the Hell House was in Brooklyn, right? Or was it Queens?
The one that we saw?
Yeah. No. The one in the first movie.
Yeah, like the one that they recorded that was filmed? Like the one that or the one that they always were referencing?
The one that they were referencing.
I think they said Queens.
So the new Hell House is going to be back in Queens, and all is well. They're getting everything ready until it's not. Insert scary things similar to Hell House, and someone figures out the locket situation. I know that sounds dumb, but you know what I'm saying. Insert scary things. You have to have the creep factor. Kids start dying one by one, and they decide to try and take the locket back. Once they arrive at the Abaddon Hotel, they put it back but are unable to get out of the house. They get trapped in the house and die, and notice Sarah's the one present right before they are murdered. Obviously, found footage.
Oh, nice. Why were they filming?
Because they're college students needing money. Oh. I assume they're in film school or something.
Okay, we'll see. I just need that little detail. Get prepared for that in season 3 as well. More questions, more asking about plot holes so we can laugh about them or make you quickly cover them up.
I didn't need to quickly cover it up. It's all up here in the old think box. Sorry, my sequel's bad, everyone. I'm so sorry he hated it. I'm not an artistic person. So what's your sequel? Actually, sorry, what's your pitch?
What if Hell House had tapes from well before? Ooh.
So, history of Andrew Tully?
It's called Hell House, a history.
My.
Get it? Like Hermione? Hogwarts, a history.
A history. Yeah.
Anyway, Hell House: A History. It takes place in the 1980s. Found footage style, and it's going to be uploaded to YouTube.
I'd like every one of these listeners to know that not only is horror his favorite genre, but you're obsessed with found footage films.
Hooah?
What? What?
Anyway,
Anyway, go ahead. Proceed.
it's being uploaded to YouTube, not a streaming service and not theaters. That's going to add to the spookiness.
Is YouTube a streaming service, though?
Well, yeah, but you're not going to have to pay for it. It's just
Okay.
going to be free on the channel.
Okay.
Trust me, the studios will definitely support this. It's a self-shot documentary made by the Abaddon cult led by Andrew Tully. The cameraman does not speak but follows around Tully as he tries to educate the world on their beliefs. So this is like an educational documentary being made by this cult because they're going to teach the world about their religion and their beliefs and convince people to join them.
Okay.
So it's being filmed like that. So you'll see a lot of like Andrew Tully like, look here, this is our lovely this, and look here, and we believe
And
this.
this is our fountain.
Yes, exactly.
This is our satanic ritual room where we make monthly sacrifices.
Yes, I definitely imagine a
Virginal women, probably.
Well, that's horrible. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely have a scene like that where he acts nonchalant about it because it's just something they believe. Like, it's just fact to them. Anyway, the Abaddon cult believes they must sacrifice the impure to Abaddon to preserve the natural order of the world. The cult members are also shown to put the cult's goals above their own well-being, as cult members are shown harming themselves on Tully's orders. The cult is preparing for the arrival of a baby said to be brought on by divine intervention. The cult operates in secret with a hotel as their cover until the night of the birth they must make a sacrifice and kidnap a woman and child that are staying at the hotel. The cult films the whole thing to educate the public when they eventually share their beliefs with the world. The child is born Alex Andrew Tully, and as is tradition, Tully will sacrifice himself to Abaddon to transfer his soul into his son and continue their work. This reveal will also show how Alex planned Hell House LLC as the next great expansion of the cult, but also see that Sarah is pregnant by Alex with the next Tully, and this is the reason he shares with Mac, leading to him staying. I covered up that plot hole. So in that scene where he's telling him why they need to stay, he's going to be like, Sarah's pregnant, and he put all his money into this. And really, it's a lie, because Alex is actually a descendant of Andrew Tully and led everybody there.
So did they kill everyone still?
Yes, I also kind of covered that because I said that his father, who was Andrew Tully, I wrote, as is tradition, he sacrificed himself so his soul can go into his son.
I know, but what about the other people? Because were the other members of the cult also sacrificed? Or, like, are the other cameramen, are we assuming that they're still alive?
They're not part of it. It's just Alex is part of the cult.
Oh, okay. So Sarah's going to give birth, and then her son is going to become the next Andrew Tully.
Yeah.
All right. You wanted questions.
Feels like you just asked questions to bully me.
I didn't. What you wanted questions to be asked. You
just
wanted
like
inquiries.
This movie, which I kind of wanted to say is basically just an hour and a half of a group of kids being bullied in a house by a cult because they just keep like pranking them. You know,
they're like, "Ooh, I could get you anytime I want."
Like, you know, they fucking look in a room and all the clowns' heads are turned. You know,
yeah, that's like, a terrifier ass clown too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening. We do so appreciate it. If you want to talk movies with us, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Blue Sky. We are NansPod everywhere.
NansPod?
If you'd like to vote on whose sequel idea was the best, come by our YouTube channel for the polls, or you can let us know your idea across our socials or at needlesssequel@gmail.com. Links, as always, will be wherever you're listening. If I could ask you for one thing, it's to share our show with someone and leave us a review. That is how we get new listeners. Of course, I also ask that you come back for more Needless Sequels.
Don't worry, everyone. Month of October, spooky season is coming. Nothing but horror.
Yeah. Next week, we'll be watching Chronicle on HBO Max. Take care of yourselves, everyone.
Is that the one with the floating kids?
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
Whoa, you're gonna.
Okay.
We will see you next week.
Bye. Floating Kids.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
Well, you're gonna.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.